Good morning, guys. Good morning. Oh dear me, what shenanigans I had last time with the cameras and the microphones and things. So I'm really hoping that today my audio is in sync with my video. I did set up the video camera, and I'm fingers crossed that is going to work as well. I don't know, but we'll see. But good morning, Arky. Thank you for the meringue. Good morning to Unicorn, to Jenny, to Niku, Knitting Niku, I'm going to call you today. I remember my mum getting us to make dishcloths for the house. That was my first and pretty much last experience with knitting, to be honest. But how is everybody this fine Friday? I'm calling it Finish It Friday because I'm going to finish the poinsettia quilt today. If I do nothing else, we are going to finish that poinsettia quilt. But, oh dear me, dear. Feeling a bit peaky today, guys, so I do apologise. I am not 100%, but we'll be all right. Just hormones. Hormones always make me feel a bit pukey. You just said morning to your grandmother instead of actually using the Danish word. Nice. And Niku is taking a day off. We should all take a day off every now and again. Every now and again is a good idea. Hey Zaranya, how are you? Did you have a nice day yesterday? Oh, and hello Jenny Wren. Oh, let's bring this over because we are ready to start the binding on this today. I'm determined. I'm not finishing the stream until it gets done. See if my camera's on. I can swap. Is it still working? It's weird. I changed the screen and then it shows up a bit late, but never mind. We're there. Oh dear. Unicorn, you're still feeling unwell as well. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. I hate being off kilter, you know. But every now and again I just keep feeling a bit nauseous. And Arky, Tunisian crochet. Whoa. Yep. That is I've not tried Tunisian crochet. I can just do basic single, double crochets. Every now and again I'll go for a treble or a bobble, but that's it. Oh, you finished work on Wednesday hours ahead of time and sketched the... Why not? Well, if you finished ahead of time, why not? Oh, Zaranya, you had to go to work. Oh, finish it. We are finishing it. We are finishing it. So, I have finally stitched everything down. Good afternoon, good evening actually, Tiny Tan. Good evening, Tiny Tan. Apologies. My brain's a little bit... Oh dear. So anyway, poinsettias are all stitched on. Quilting is all done. I've got my fabric strips ready to go. So I'm just going to move this out of the way so you can actually see them. I have got two 4-inch squares. I'm going to use these to create little hanging pockets to put on the back of my wall hanging so we can hang it up. And then I've got some strips of fabric here for binding with. Hey Kerry, how are you doing this morning? Oh dear, so I'm going to just do a single binding. Because this is a wall hanging, it's not going to come under any kind of stress or wear and tear. So to save fabric, I'm just using single binding. So traditionally with quilt binding, you would have a big strip and fold it in half. And you would stitch that to your quilt and then turn it to the back. Oh no, Tiny Tan's got no audio. Anybody else? Let me know, quick. You haven't muted the tab or anything, have you, Tiny Tan? Not that you can hear me, of course. Oh, she's not muted the tab. Good, everybody else can hear. That's good, because we had a nightmare, didn't we, with the wrong microphone for most of the stream. That stream. Very frustrating, that is too, but I'm going to get the hang of this. So I've got my 2 squares for hanging, and then I've got my strips that I'm going to stitch on the front. And these strips are 1 5/8 of an inch wide. And my plan is I'm going to stitch them on and then just turn it over and then fold it again on the back, and then we'll stitch it all down by machine today, I think, just to get it done, because it needs doing and it needs hanging up. So first things first, I'm going to fold these and press them in half, and I'll get the iron plugged in. Actually, that would be a good idea. Maren, good morning. Oh, there is the phone. Is it Hexy Harold? Good morning, Maren. How are you? How are you today? I saw your gorgeous fabrics. I too would be completely taken in by those, and would have to have bought them. Plug this in. Oh, it's my mum. Oh my gosh. Guess my mum's not watching the stream then. Oh lordy, lordy, lordy. I'll give my mum a ring back in a bit then. That's not thrown me at all, but it has. Oh my. So I've just folded those in half, and what we're going to do is we're going to trap these in the binding when we're stitching it down, and that's going to allow me to slide a little dowel or a little hanging rod in. You've got to prepare for your big boy's birthday party. Oh bless him. I've got my big boy's birthday on Monday as well, actually. Grandma Hexie. I'll tell her you said that. Oh bless her. I shall tell her later. Can't believe you crashed my stream, Mum. So these are going to go on the back, and they'll be stitched in, and we'll be able to slide a dowel in here to hang it up. That's the plan. That's the plan. So let's get that over here. And the back is a real mess, guys, because it's the back and we're not going to see it. So you can see all these big long stitches where I've stitched them all on. So we're going to do that. And what we'll do is the folded edge, where it was folded, that's going to face into the quilt top. So all the raw edges are on the outside. That's it. Yeah, I suppose I am Mama Hexie, aren't I? So she has to be Grandma Hexie. So I'm going to just pop some of this basting glue again, because I love this stuff for just holding things in place. It stops me from having to use pins, because pins and I don't get along. Or my wrists and pins don't get along, they get caught when I'm stitching. So I'm just going to pop some glue on there. And let's just move that into position. There we are. And I'll just set that with the iron quickly. That's probably set already on that side. Not yet. Let's give it a quick press as well. And you can see here this will fold back open. So I'll just put a spot of glue in that top corner just to kind of hold it closed. Can't beat fabric glue. And this will all wash out. If this ever gets washed, it probably won't though, being a wall hanging. It shouldn't really get dirty. It might get dusty from hanging up, in which case I will just gently hoover it, which is what I do with my other quilted wall hangings. They don't get washed, they just get vacuumed. Just put the soft brush on the end and that will be enough. What's the difference between that glue and the glue pens? Nothing really, except I can be much more fine with my application on this one, so I don't need an awful lot of this glue. And I just find that this lasts much longer. And if I'm honest with glue pens, I think I'm down to my last glue stick, so I'm not wasting it. If there's an alternative, I'm on my last glue stick, so I'm hanging on to it until I can order some more. Which will be soon, should be Hexie Hubby's payday soon. So I can order some more glue. So my pockets are attached now, and I'm going to turn it back to the front and get ready to start putting the binding on. So where's the end? There is the end. And what I'll do is I'll leave a big gap in the centre here for joining later, but I always start on this right side, and I'll leave a big tail, and I'll just pop a pin in for now so I can move it and get the machine out, and we'll see if the machine camera is working today. I hope so. I really hope so. So there we go. I'm going to start stitching and work my way down here, and then we're going to flip it and we're going to do mitered bindings today. Fingers crossed. Never done one on stream, so we'll see how it goes. Let me grab my machine. Take the iron out for now because I don't want to burn myself or drag it down. And then we can put the machine on here, and I will swap to, fingers crossed, we're going to swap to the close-up camera view. And hopefully it's still working. Yay, it is still working. I've had a hell of a time trying to get the audio and the video synced on this, but hopefully it's working okay. Let's plug in the power and the foot pedal. Make sure my foot pedal is accessible. Let's switch it on. There we go. So I've just got thread, red thread in here, top and bobbin, and then hopefully you'll be able to see a bit better what I'm doing. I've put my clear foot on again, so I'm hoping that will be just better. You'll be able to see, who knows. Let's put the coffee well out of the way as well and slide the quilt underneath. Move some things out the way over here as well. And this is why I tend to make small quilts again, because there's never any room in my little office. So we're just going to get this moved up to the starting point, and I'm going to stitch this with about a 3/8 of an inch seam allowance. Yay, Tiny Tan, you can hear me. Oh, isn't it awful when it doesn't go to plan? I say I had that last stream, I was getting in a bit of a pickle. So I'm using my clear applique foot, and the distance from the edge of that foot to where the needle is about 3/8 of an inch. So that's what I'm going to run with, because it makes it nice and simple. I can just stitch without worrying about it. I'm going to grab the pin from behind, get that out because we don't need it, and let's just start stitching. I'll do a couple of stitches and I'll go back a couple of stitches just to secure it. There we go, and then we're just going to stitch towards this bottom corner. And I don't pin my binding at all, I just I hold it and just keep readjusting, keeping the edge of the strip in line with the edge of the quilt all the time. And I'm going nice and slow because I'm in no rush. I've spent hours making this. I don't want to spoil it right at the last point. So let's stop with the needle down. So you can see I'm coming up along this edge here now. So I'm just going to stop a moment. I'm going to line up the edge of the binding, and I'm going to make a mark that's 3 inches from the bottom. 3/8 of an inch, 3 inches, 3/8 of an inch from the bottom. So I know when to stop stitching to do the flip. So let's find that. Let's find, leaning in front of the camera, my magic marking pen from the last stream. And it did wash out, I did wash it out. Da, 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 da. Oh, Niku, so it hit you yesterday when you'd gone to bed that next month, then you'll have been mentally homeless for a year. Oh my goodness, which means you have been a full-time artist for a year as well. Well, congratulations on being a full-time artist. That's the important thing. And well done. And hopefully, this time next year, you will not be homeless. So I'm just kind of coming in, reaching underneath here. I'm lining up my ruler with the edge of the quilt on the 3/8 mark, and I'm just going to make a line with my amazing magic witchcraft pencil. And what I do when I get to that mark, I'm going to stop stitching, and I'm going to, I'll explain it when I get there. We're going to stitch to that line and stop with the needle down. Let's do that and that. Make sure I don't hit the keyboard and inadvertently do something to the stream. Nice and slowly, one more stitch. There we go. So I've stopped right on the mark that I made. I'm going to lift my foot, but my needle is down, and I'm just going to rotate the quilt so that I can stitch off at a 45-degree angle. There we go, I'm going to do that. So there we go. Let's see if I can hold this up and you'll be able to see what I've done. Is it going to focus? I don't know. Come here, you. So this is the stitching line all the way down here. We've stopped at the mark, and then I've stitched off at a 45-degree angle. Is the shift over yet? Oh, it will be soon. It will be soon, Zaranya. Just going to move my machine, and I'm going to rotate the quilt so that I'm looking at the edge I've just done along here. And this is what I call it flip-flop binding, but I'm going to flip the binding back I'm going to flip it back there, and it's going to go against that stitching line that we did at the 45. So a little finger press, and then I'm going to flop it back towards me and line it up with the edge of the quilt there. And sometimes this is where a pin is handy, just to hold that fold. We don't like pinning, but when we have to, we have to. So we're just going to pin that fold in place, like so. And then I'm going to just start stitching again, 3/8 all the way down. Bacon buckets all round. I'm sure Zarania is stuffed by now with all the festivities from yesterday. But there's always room for more bacon. Always room for more bacon. So just make sure I'm holding the, oh, I'll get there in a minute. Bobbin thread and top thread, make sure I'm holding those so they don't get sucked back in, and we'll just start stitching right from the edge, straight down. And we'll go all the way to the other edge. Always room for bacon, indeed. Like I said, I'm going to take my time, there's no need to rush this part because it's the last bit we have to do. And we want to do it right. And by not pinning, I can be constantly readjusting as I go. The apple trees are horizontal with the windstorms. Oh dear. Oh dear, Archie. Let's just stop. Bring this out the way. Oh no, Zoran, you've got to clean your garage now. Oh dear. Is that where you craft, is it? Or you've got a separate space for crafting, Zorania? Oh, how was your new mitre saw, by the way? You were going to get a new mitre saw, weren't you? Last stream. Have you had a chance to play with it yet? Keep going. La, 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 la. I'm so excited to finish something. Feels like it's been forever. You've got a mini winter at the moment. Oh wow. Okay, so we're just coming towards this bottom edge again. I'm going to stop, make that mark. I've got a bit carried away there. I do tend to eyeball it, so I don't always stop to make the marks, but I will stop today. Oh, you need to make room for the saw. Well, we all have limited space. That's kind of a given, I think, Zorania. And if not, I would always want more space anyway. So there we go, I've got my mark. I can stitch down to there now. Perhaps one more. Yeah. And then we'll rotate again and stitch off 45 degrees. Job done. Here we go, go, go. So again, we're going to flip it away from me against that line of stitching. Finger press in the 45 degree line and then fold it, flop it back. Flop it back, and again I'm going to take that pin from the top edge and pop it in the bottom. And that just stops that fold from flipping back. Because we don't want flipping folds, not when we're stitching. We're going to hope we've got enough binding, should have checked, enough binding to get all the way around. No worries, Niku. See you in a second. Fingers crossed it has. Oh gosh, it's windy with you too, is it, Tiny Chan? Come on, come on. There we are. Grab those threads. Luckily your washing didn't end up in the neighbour's backyard. Oh no. I had to laugh the other day. We had some strong winds and somebody posted on the Facebook group for the estate that they'd lost their trampoline. An 8-foot trampoline had gone. Goodness knows where it ended up. Makes me think of Twister, you know, with the "we've got cows." Oh dear. In the meantime, Zarania, oh sorry, I've just missed lumber rack using some scraps so you can put them in something more professional looking than a laundry basket. And in the meantime, you're trying to get your jewellery inventory built up. Oh, so you are, you've gone for it, have you? You're going to have a go at the consignment. That's brilliant. Trying to get an idea of how much inventory you should have. Oh gosh, yeah, I imagine it's difficult to know, isn't it? You risk making too much or not enough. Do you know anybody else who sells on consignment that might be able to help with that? There we go, we're getting there. Sign and scan the form, brilliant. Oh my goodness, Tiny Tan, you also had a dust storm from the outback blow through. Oh my. Well, hopefully your laundry was in before that hit. Ah. Oh. I didn't check which way up my binding was before I started, guys. And of course it's the wrong way up, isn't it? If you can see, I'm just coming to the join in the binding, and that's the neat side of the join, and that be the ugly side. So I'm gonna have to unpick the binding. We'll start again, shall we? Dang nabbit. Yeah, I'm not going to try and unpick it and stitch it the other way around. Let's take it off. Ah. You need to get a social media page up as well. They asked for a link to it in the last email. Oh man. Hang on, let's get the machine down. Gives me a chance to try out my funky new seam ripper again, doesn't it, guys? If I can find it. Oh, my friends. Where be you? There you are. Design feature. No, just ugly. Just ugly. Just ugly. Oh, I keep wanting to put the end on this and I can't. That's really frustrating. I'm going to lose that, I know I am. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to work from the back because I can see the red line of stitching really easily. So we just take out every other, well, about every third or fourth stitch. Or Zarania, so you guess you need to figure out whether to send her your Instagram or create a new Facebook page. Entirely up to you, Zarania. I did create a separate Facebook page for Hexadoodle just because I didn't want to bother my family all the time with quilting posts, because they don't get it. They don't get it. Oh, come on. Just what you need, isn't it? So hopefully from this side now I can just start to pull this top thread and it's just going to come away nicely. All quilts are beautiful. They are. You're right, they are all beautiful. But I did not spend all this time making flowers and hand quilting to put the binding on blinking upside down. So you've been tossing around different shop names, like the one you use on Etsy. The one I used for your Etsy shop was Hearthglow Creations. Or does that still have meaning to you? It would be consistent. If people are looking for you, they would be able to find you everywhere, Zarania. Does that name still have significance and meaning to you, or? Oh gosh, this is tiny thread on the back as well. The nice thing is that I was about halfway around before we got to the join, so in theory I've got enough binding. Oh. Not what I was planning to do. I will see you, I will still be here, Arky, when you be right back. It's the name that you hoped would be your business name before you found out about Twitch. I see. Does that mean you're considering using your Twitch handle then instead? Is it easy enough to rename on Etsy? Or I've never had an Etsy store. I have to bring this a bit closer to me because I can't see Jim. So that should be that and that. Job done on that side. So now we can start unpicking this side. So you liked hearth glow because it reminds you of cozying up to the fire, and it's related to heat and fire, which is good for glass fusing since it uses heat. Absolutely. It makes perfect sense. It's just whether or not it still has any meaning to you, Saranya. If that's what you want to be known by, or if you want to go for something else. You could always create another Instagram account with that name, couldn't you? And kind of keep business and personal separate then. Oh yeah, I see. One of the biggest conundrums if you start streaming, not if but when, when you start streaming. Yeah, it's difficult because obviously you can change your username on Twitch, but whether people would still recognise you. Come here, come here. Oh. Fun and games. I do like my new doodad. Eternally grateful to Tony for showing me that. You might just try a business Facebook page. Go for it. Go for it. Timber has been dropping hints. Oh, is that Clint at Timber and You? Oh, my eyes today. There we go. Not too much further to go. So thank you for Twitch. Stream under your current name, but have a link to the actual shop name on Facebook and Etsy. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely no reason not to do that. You can have those on your stream all the time as well, couldn't you? So people know what to look for. I think it's just a thing now, Zaranya. They just have to call you out. Shout you out every time. Subtle hints. Come on. There we go. Is that Beasker? I can't remember. I think it's Beasker is his mod. Oh, I nearly threw those threads in my coffee. Quick. Rescue the coffee. Oh, she called this false start Friday, I think. We'll finish this. Oh, it's me jinxing it by saying I would stream until it was done. You're working up the nerve to do it. Oh, I understand. Yeah, my first few streams were a bit scary. But you have the advantage. You're here, and we know you, so we will come and support you and help you get your stream right. Just need to get the know-how. Well, I think OBS is pretty straightforward. I think it's got more complicated as I've added more things in. But yeah, start with something, which is what I did. I thought just start, and I'll learn as I go. I'm still learning. Almost a year later. A bread stream has been requested. Definitely. Definitely. So I'm after a laptop so I can stream more mobile, perhaps stream from work or streaming from another room in the house without having to drag everything through. Are you planning to use a laptop or a PC for it, Zarania? Oh, I'm getting in a right mucking fuddle. Aye. But I've been playing Beat Saber the last few nights, and hubby keeps saying I should have a go at streaming that. But I'm not sure you'd ever come back if you saw me trying to play Beat Saber. I imagine I look a bit like the Star Wars kid, you know? It's not pretty. Am I allowed to stream from work? Yeah, I am, yeah. Hannah's room, who comes in the stream, she's the lady who owns the business where I work. But then that said, I kind of handed my notice in a few months ago to say that I wanted to go full-time on Twitch next year and focus on kind of designing my quilts and writing patterns. So I actually won't be at work in that sense for much longer, but I would like to be out on the road more. I really want to try and get Twitch growing here in the UK as well, amongst sort of creative sorts and crafters. So I'm deliberating having a couple of stands at quilt shows and things and trying to just explain what Twitch is. See if we can't get a few more people on board. So you probably use a laptop when you're doing creative stuff, and if you're gaming, your desktop. Yep. A full-time mama Hexie, quite possibly, but I probably won't stream every day, but I will work full-time for myself. So when I'm not streaming, I'll still be developing my patterns and things. Good morning, Alley Cat. Finally got everything started up and you can have a real keyboard. Woohoo! Hooray for real keyboards. Well, I got started up and then realised I'd started up wrong, so I've had to start again. Just unpicked it all. So it's really important when you're binding to check you're putting down the right side. And this is where, if I was using a double fold binding, it wouldn't be an issue. That wouldn't be an issue, but it's not an issue because I didn't fold it. So I want the ugly side facing up. So this was the bit that caught me out, where I've joined two strips together. This seam needs to be facing up so that when I flip it over, it's encompassed and hidden in the side. So let's try again, shall we? Stream fails. Let's get that on there. Get the machine back and we'll start again. Da, da, da. Oh no, Zarania. So laptop with camera, separate webcam would be the go. Yep, sounds good. And need to get a new stand mixer. Oh right. I don't have a stand mixer at all. I would love one. But yours finally waved a white flag. Oh no, halfway through kneading the rolls for dinner. Oh no, did you get them finished okay? Oh, Alley Cat, you get caught out by that as well. Yes. Frustrating. That's just annoying more than anything. I'm like, dang it. Look at all the bits everywhere now. Oh, Maren needs our opinion, guys. What do you think about cross-stitch patterns in QR codes? Things like smile and wave, boys, smile and wave. I don't know. I haven't got an opinion at all, actually. And I know I've seen people do quilts that way, where they've had QR codes. I'm guessing cross-stitch would work a bit better than a bed quilt. Right, let's turn this bad boy back on. Here we go. Get myself plenty of thread for starting with, so I've got something to grab at the back. Oh, you have to get old school. Oh no. Oh dear. Is there anything decent in the Black Friday sales? Oh, Arky, go the F to sleep. Have you read that book? That book is genius. bought that. I remember when the kids found it on the Kindle, and I was like, no, you can't read that one. That's not for you. That's for Mummy and Daddy to read once you're in bed. Yeah, I think it sounds fun. I think it'd certainly be a talking point, wouldn't it? I'm paranoid now. I'm just going to double check this binding is going to come. Yes, it is. It's the right way. Okay. Let's start again. Hopefully somebody's got a coupon. Well, fingers crossed, Saranya. Oh, Arky, you've got that book and a copy for your sister. There's another one, is there? Oh, God. Is that another go to sleep one, or is it a time to leave? Move out. Oh, Arky, you have to effing eat. Brilliant. Yep. Oh, gosh. I was watching a great Facebook video actually the other day that was done in the style of, you know, every year thousands of children are forced to eat vegetables. And there's all these home videos of kids like crying at vegetables. It's quite amusing. I had one of those. Although now I just leave him be. Hungry or not, I'm not making two different dinners. Or you need to get it serviced. Oh, that's an option then. It might, yeah, I mean 10 years isn't very old, is it? Let's stop there and stitch off. Roughly 45 degrees. I'm just eyeballing it though. I'll see if there is a higher power one available. Might be an option. Right then, let's flip it away. Finger press and then flop it. Flop it back towards myself and just line up those raw edges again. Stick the pin in to stop it getting caught. Potato Bay, because we just can't call it. Oh no. Grab those threads again. Here we go. So I've given up now. I know which kids they won't eat. Just, you know, they won't eat them, it's fine. But they won't get anything else and they don't get dessert, exactly. The nice thing is they're actually of an age where you can be quite rational. They understand why you have to eat vegetables. So there's been quite a bit of talk this week about the Twitch music situation. I don't know if anybody's seen this or been following along, but it looks like Arky, our Hexy playlist is dead, because it looks as though we're not allowed to play. We're not allowed to play music unless we own it or it has been approved for playing by Twitch, or we risk being banned or muted, which is quite sad really, because I used to enjoy our shenanigans. Mara, and so you need to find a German website like Pay Me a Coffee, because I'm not sure how it will be with taxes and so on international sites. Mara, have a look at PayHip. PayHip, they handle all of the tax stuff for you, so you can when you're setting it up, you can tell them that you want them to do the tax side of things, and they will just add the tax on depending on where that person is in the world. They will do that automatically for you. And they also pay it to the respective tax offices as well. So that's what I do, so that I don't have to worry about the EU VAT. Would Technoax get banned? I don't know. If he allows anyone to use his music, then that's fine. But I think it's just the general kind of panic. I saw something else coming through as well from YouTube. to do with the European courts. There's an article or something going through, Article 13, and that's looking quite nasty. We could lose, like YouTube may stop European streamers or from uploading any content at all if you cannot verify that you are the copyright owner, which is stupid. Oh dear. And even though I use the Twitch music, and I have used Twitch playlists since the beginning really, yeah, I've done that before, but when I put it onto YouTube it gets muted or banned, so I can't win. Just make the playlist available when we play it on our own and all boogie together. Have to synchronise watches and just start playing at the same time, couldn't we? It has a form you can fill out as a generic. This person is allowed to use my music form that can be given to the authorities. Oh, well, that sounds good. That sounds good. I don't mind, but most copyright-free music is it can be a bit too, I don't know. I'm not a big 8-bit fan, if you know what I mean. But this one is nice. I quite enjoy listening to this playlist, which is Twitch approved because Twitch made it. So it's not really a big change for us here at the stream, but I'm imagining other people who have like the YouTube song requests, it's going to be a problem. So let's just measure this 3/8 line again. Mark that on there. This pen is witchcraft, but I love it. I love it. There's a decent variety as well. Brilliant. We'll have a look at that then. Magic chalk pens. I know. I am loving it. And it all washed out as well. I did just get it wet with a dishcloth and it's all gone. It's gone from the last stream. So flipping it away from myself, finger pressing the fold, and let's flop it all back again. And we'll pop that pin in. Oh dear. Da -da -da -da. You have your own playlist with just songs of a German metal band. There's been a few songs getting muted since you removed them from your list, but you got a no muted stream anymore. Yay! I've not been muted since, you know, we played Arky's playlist the other week and I didn't get muted. Only when I went, obviously when I go for the break, and obviously the music is playing but I'm not here. That was the only time I got done. Let's have a look. Uh-oh, Kerry's got a confession. What's the confession, Kerry? What have you done? Don't want to get brave enough to stream just in time to get banned. Well, that was my concern. Like I say, my videos got muted right in the beginning because I was just listening to Spotify. So I swapped very early on to just using the Twitch playlists, and this is the one that I find the least offensive. What is Kerry going to confess to? Kerry has done block 7 of the Twitch along, so they're all done now. You have done the Triforce triangle block. That is fine. We'll just use yours as the example then. It's not a confession, and we said it was go at your own pace, so I'm thrilled. I am thrilled. Are you going to stitch them all together into a quilt top? Are you going to do another project or what? Alley Cat has one of those silver quilters pencils. Yes, I've bought some of those, didn't I, last time I was at the quilt show? But I saw this one and I thought I'll give it a try, because the chalk pencils tend to wear off, and particularly with hand quilting, because I handle it a lot and I move it around, the chalk markings tend to rub off and I have to redo them. So I thought I would try this pen and we'll see if it's any good. That's right, yeah, you're not muted when you're live, guys. You're muted when people come to view the VOD. Yeah, definitely putting a mark helps you find the centres. All you have is a regular pencil. Well, I've marked a lot of my original quilts were marked with pencil, and that rubbed out easily enough. I suppose if I got more serious, I kind of want to... There's one quilt where they haven't all rubbed out, which is kind of a bit distressing. It's 2 years worth of quilting. 2 years worth of quilting, and I couldn't get all the marks out. Which is weird because that's marked down. If you show a quilt that still has markings on, you get marked down. But if you go on eBay and look for vintage whole cloth quilts, if the markings are still visible, they're more valuable. So I suppose I have to think about what I'm doing before I start a whole cloth. I haven't tried the silver pencil yet, Zarania. I don't know, Annika, have you had success washing out the silver pencils? Oh, here we go. So it works as advertised, but sometimes takes a few passes to get it dark enough to see. Right, I'll need to bear that in mind. Because the other thing with the Roxanne's pencils for me is they're quite thick. They're quite thick. Is that going to appear? Come on, magic pen. But it does wash out easily. Oh, that's always the bit. That's the bit I'm always worried about. And the thing with this pen is it's clearly got chemicals in to do what it does, so I'm worried they may not wash out. Check your package got to Tony. Check away. I think that's just ahead of the mark, but we'll do that. We'll leave that as that. I'm going to stitch off. Must be nearly there now, come on. I have to stitch slowly, otherwise it gets too loud to hear me speak. Right then, flip it away, finger press it, flop it. You like the blue washout ones, wish they did one for dark fabric. Well, this is what that white one is that I've got, the water erasable marker by Sew-Mate. They do a blue one for light fabrics and they do this white one for the dark fabrics. So keep your eyes peeled. And I think Clover might do one as well. I think Clover might do one too. Where's my little pin gone? Oh, it's still on the other side. There we go. Let's get this down here. Grab those threads. Oh, there you go. See, Arky's on it. Clover and Birch do them. I'll tell you what else I use as well, guys, which is kind of cheap and cheerful. It's just artists' watercolour pencils. Because they're obviously designed to be diluted. I have used those in the past. And I've matched the colour of the pencil to the colour of the thread that I'm using. So even if it doesn't wash out, you can't see it. Clover and Birch do them and you use them for gridding Ada. There you are then. Just checking where we're at. Yeah, I know where I'm at now. I know where I'm at. Let's speed that up a little bit. I know it gets noisy when I speed up, but oh, it's taking forever. Just stop, do that. Just check actually as I go around I have caught those pockets okay. So as we're stitching around here, we've encompassed the little hanging pocket on the back. Boring tailor's chalk works too. Yay! I struggle with tailor's chalk. Sometimes it's a bit waxy or it has paraffin in, and that doesn't always behave well for me. And again, it's quite a thick line. And chalk wheels are nice. Chalk wheels are good. But like I say, the biggest problem is with hand quilting. It takes so long to do that I've handled the quilt so many times I can lose the markings, and I spend a lot of time just remarking. Oh, Jokey Silent, thank you very much for the bits. I will have a wonderful day. Thank you very much. I hope you do too. Let's get that on there. The last corner. We're nearly there. Hit and miss. You found the last few ones have been, yeah. Use the chalk wheel, fine lines. They are lovely fine lines with the chalk wheel. Just have to be careful that, like I say, they don't brush off before I've had a chance to stitch them. Here we go. It's the last corner now. Hooray! Hooray! I think Jokey Silence is just silently lurking away there and then just popped up to throw some bits in the channel. Well, thank you so much for that. And welcome to the stream if you're still lurking. We like as a lurker, don't we, guys? All helps the nuts. Okie dokie. Here we go. So I'm going to stitch this last edge here. I'm going to stop and make sure I've got a nice gap. So I'm only going to stitch for a few inches, and I'm going to leave a gap between the two ends so we can do the join. So let's do that. Did I find my beeswax? Do you know, I didn't actually, Maren. Thank you for reminding me. I didn't find it. We'll have a look for that in a little while. We'll have a look for that in a little while. Minion Mama, good morning to you. How are you? So I'm going to stop there, go back a few, and let's get this joined together. So Maren, you're going to make some. Oh wow. Definitely. Beeswax is, it's the daddy when it comes to conditioning thread. Again, the store-bought stuff that's marketed for quilters tends to have paraffin in, and it's not as nice. It doesn't smell anywhere near as amazing. Right, I'm just going to clip off all these loose threads. She says, looking for a little pair of scissors, let's not grab the shears. Because judging by this morning's stream so far, I could probably have some calamitous incident. Okay, that's nice and tidy there. Get rid of those ones. So what I need to do now is to join these two ends, and I kind of want to join them as nicely as I can. So I'm just going to kind of bring this here. I'm going to fold this back again at 45-degree angle, and I'm going to finger press it. And I'm going to bring this strip up to match, and I'm going to fold that back at a 45-degree angle so that the two join. And this is not an exact science, this is a bit ish for me, but it's the quickest way I've found to be able to join them with a mitre. So I don't know if we can see that. I folded one towards myself at 45 degrees and I folded one away from myself at 45 degrees, and they meet. And what it means is I can just grab those two now and stitch, match these lines up and stitch on the fold, and then I will trim it off once I know it works. So it's a bit fiddly just to get some pins in there. How are you feeling today, Minion Mama? Did you have a nice day yesterday? Should have left more of a gap, but it's a mini quilt, so it's always difficult to know how much of a gap to leave when you're doing a mini. Let's get that pinned, and then let's see if we can stitch this as well. Might be a bit too tricky. To let go. Wrestle it through. Oh no, I confusing the cat, Tiny Tan? So your kitten is obsessed with her, so he's trying to figure out where the noise is coming from because you're not using your machine. Oh no. That's brilliant. Make sure I don't stitch over these pins, so I've got to just kind of keep my hands out of the way. Just stitch off there. There we go. I'm not going to cut anything now until I've checked that it is actually going to fit. Oh, Minion Mama. You've got an old hip injury that's flaring up. Oh no, and you've been to the chiropractor. I'm not sure if he helped or made it worse. Oh no. So what we're doing now is just seeing that it's going to lie flat again. Ish. It's going to lie flat-ish, and that's good enough for me. I could probably take another little bit off there. So I think that's what we're going to do. So I can definitely take these bits off because it does sit flat now. Oh dear. Yeah, we're going to look for that beeswax in a minute. Thank you for reminding me, Myron. So now I'll be able to just stitch down here and it will fit. It's just a tiny bit too big. So I'm going to just go back in and just take another little bit off it. Which is the nice thing. Being able to just adjust as I go. It'll be good enough. Well, I hope the hot tub is helping you, Minion Mama. I really do. Glad to learn a new way to sew ends together. I'm always practicing and I get it wrong every time, but we just keep trying. He's looking and sniffing at the machine and then watching me on the iPad. Oh bless. That probably is mind-blowing actually, Tiny Tan, isn't it? There we go. I'm calling that good enough. Just gonna trim away these little tabs here. And then we'll get that nice and flat. Let's get it stitched all the way down now. Oh, Unicorn, thank you for the bits. Just going to do that. Thank you very much for the bits, Unicorn. That's very kind of you. Just stop there. Just kind of adjusting a little bit here. Brilliant. Job done. Right, we can get rid of the machine now. I don't need that anymore. Oh gosh, that was some serious post coming through the door. Okay, so we can get rid of those scraps. I'm just going to go around the perimeter now and just trim off any loose threads that I had, because we don't need those. We don't need those in the way. Did I make the poinsettias on stream? I didn't, Minion Mama, actually. No, I think I made these just off stream, but they're exactly the same as the daffodils that I made way back January, February time. And I have got that stream is up on YouTube, so you can always go and have a look on YouTube. I do have a channel up there where I'm trying to remember to upload the stream videos. I don't always remember. Sounded like a book or something. No, it'll be the kids' comic. They get a comic every week delivered to the house. And Friday is the Phoenix Day, so it'll be the Phoenix probably. There we go. So I'm just going to fold all this back now from the quilt, and I'll press it, and then we'll turn it over and just fold it and flip it. Plug the iron in. Any happy mail? Oh, there might be a hexie in there, I suppose. I could go and have a look in a second. But I haven't ordered anything else. I'm not expecting anything else just yet. Let's go back to the desktop so you can see what's going on there, look. So it's a bit of a mess there. It's really lovely. I'm really pleased with it, Minion Mama. I really am. So I'm just looking for other things you can do with the flowers. Because I make all sorts of... I like just fiddling with fabric. I like to fiddle with fabric. I'm going to let you have a look at that. I'll go and see if there is any happy mail, because that was heavy, wasn't it? It better not be a load of charity bags, let's just say that. No, just the kids' comic book and a cremation plan for over 50s, which I don't think I need just yet, guys. Not hit 40. Happy mail for boys, not for mummies. So I'm just pressing this back now, away from the top. And where I've done the mitre, that might be easy if I go back to the close-up one actually. Where I've done the mitre, I'm just pushing it back, but I won't be able to push it all the way back because obviously it's mitred now. But I'll push it back enough just to get the crease. Karen, good afternoon. Is it afternoon already? Oh my. How are you, Karen? So let's just push that back as much as I can. And then I will turn it over. Da-da. And this is where we can start to deal with this mitre. So create like a little bowl all around on the outside. And I will just press it on this side. I'm not too bad, thank you, Karen. Not too bad at all. Feel a little bit peaky, but I'll survive. It's just hormones. Just hormones making me puke. Where to go? So this is all raw edges at the moment, but I'm just pressing it flat. And what I will do is I will tuck under the raw edge once I've got it all nice and flat. Make sure my mitres are nice and clean. So on the front it's going to be difficult to see really because it's obviously very red. I'll be in shot. We've got a nice mitred corner there, it's nice and square, which we like. We want a nice 90-degree corner there. Da-da-da-da. Oh, so Mini Mum, I haven't had a proper tree for a while, so I asked your son for one last year. Da-da-da. He got me a 4-foot white one with lights built in. Oh, nice. I picked out all the gold and red ornaments we had and covered the table and bottom of the tree with crushed velvet fabric and white. Oh, wow. Oh, so you're looking for things to complement it this year. Oh, you could definitely make a couple of these, couldn't you? And hang them up. A couple of poinsettias. Definitely have a go at the hexagamis. I bet they would be lovely. So that end, the join's a little bit of a mess. Nice thing is we're going to hide it. And nobody needs to know. Let's just keep turning this round. Get the mitres nice first. It would, well it's just circles of fabric, Mini Mama. So just find yourselves a Pringles can That's one of my favourite templates. That's about a 3-inch circle, the Pringles can. So I use those a lot to draw around. Obviously I do use the die cutter because I've got one. But before I had one, Pringles cans, DVDs, stuff like that. Oh wow, Alley Cat, really? 10 degrees Fahrenheit. Ooh, I think I'd be cold at 10 degrees centigrade. Jeez. So if I just turn this back over now, and I'm going to have a quick look and make sure I've got nice square mitred. I do indeed. This is the nice thing again with doing a wall hanging sometimes. A double fold binding can be too much, so it's nice just to do the single. Yeah, I'm happy with that. My miters all look nice and square, and they're square because we stopped at the 3/8 mark, and then we'd stitched off. Yeah, it's funny, Minion Mama, I don't always get on with the pocket method. When I try and fold it and stuff it in, I always end up with extra fabric and it never quite looks right, but it'll work. You find what works for you in the end, don't you? So now I've got these raw edges on this side, I just need to fold them under. We can just fold those under. And what I'm looking to do is, that's the line of stitching. I hope we can see that. There's a red line of stitching there. I put red in on purpose. A red line of stitching. That's the stitching from the front. So as long as I cover those, what I can do now is actually go back and stitch from the front again and just catch the binding. So I think I'm going to grab my good old Roxanne's glue. We do like the Roxanne's. I'm just going to run a small bead of glue along there. You can see that. And then we'll just fold and tuck this binding over. And again, use the glue. We'll set the glue with the iron. Got one of those mini hot plate cup warmers for the studio. Oh wow, do they actually work? I've seen those before and I thought they were a bit of a gimmick, but they're the USB ones that you plug in. And let's press that in place. And this takes a bit of time, but it is worth it because I spent a long time getting the other bit ready. I'm just looking for my little scissors again. Oh my, oh, right in front of me. Just pull these little loose threads out of the way, trim them off now. So let's take that off. Sorry, it looks like it's a loose thread and it's not. So there we are, that's all turned over now. And if I stitch from the front, back in there, I will catch it all. Job done! Which makes me happy. Let's just do that. Oh, no worries, Minion Mama. I appreciate you sitting at all. Bless you. Watching it in pieces to catch up. Well, that's absolutely fine. That is absolutely fine. I'm just sorry that you're not able to sit for longer. Just tucking these raw threads underneath. Let's use that iron. Use the iron as the extra hand. Does the glue come with the metal pieces? Yes, it does. Yes, if you and I think somewhere else I've got another one that's a little bit thicker, but this is fine for me. It's just a nice small one. Sorry guys, I got completely distracted there, actually gluing rather than reading chat. This one did. It came with 2 different tips, and you just screw them in and out. I think there we go. So it just screws off, and then you can replace it with a different one, or obviously wash it out if it gets clogged. But I have to say this one doesn't tend to get clogged. It's been good. And they have a little cover that you put on top of it as well. But this glue, like I say, will last me probably about a year, this bottle. So whilst it is expensive in this country to get hold of, it's worth every penny for me. Because I'm not pinning. And I don't get on with pins. At least thread there from the quilting. Let's just trim it out. And again, I don't worry too much if my quilting stitches kind of start to come undone, because it's hanging on the wall. Knitting Nerdy, good morning to you. Name of the glue, please. It is Roxanne's Glue Based It. And brilliant. I love it for applique, attaching zips, all sorts of things. And for binding, it really is that extra pair of hands I need sometimes. Oh, Knitting Nerdy has one of these warmers as well. I'm going to have to look into these guys, because yeah, cold drinks on stream is a common theme here, isn't it? Let's just get up into this corner here. Like I say, as long as I kind of cover that line of stitching from before, I should catch it again when I stitch in the ditch from the front. And if I'm worried that I won't, sometimes I will do it in a contrasting thread, and I will actually stitch on the binding and make a feature. Make a feature of it. Because nobody has to know. It's your quilt. So you used to work where you have one as well. Oh wow. Yeah, I've seen them. Like I said, I saw a USB one and I thought, oh, that would be good. But I'm always a bit dubious about USB gadgets. How are you this fine Friday, Knitting Nerdy? Let's just double check this again, give it another press, and then we'll fold it under. So I'm excited to get this one finished and hung up. Although I cannot put Christmas up until we've had the big Hexy boy's birthday, which will be on Monday, and then that's it, full on Christmas. Oh, Alicat, you got new glasses. Actually spending more time at the PC than you have in nearly a year. Oh, fantastic. Or is it? Fantastic, you've got new glasses. Are you losing more time because you're sitting at the PC more? I spent a lovely day yesterday working from home, and I didn't put the PC on. I just had my Audible running, just listening to audiobooks, and it was such a treat, because normally I'm streaming in here when I'm sitting down to sew and I get easily distracted, and if I'm not streaming I'm watching somebody else's. But so it was really nice to actually not, and to just switch off completely from the internet yesterday. Contemplating pie for breakfast. There's never a bad time for pie. Whilst you found that your insurance won't cover progressive lenses, it would cover trifocals. Fabulous. So is that what you've gone for? Is that what you've gone for then? Now you can see all the things. Minion Mama has to set a timer when you get to watching kitten videos. Yeah, it's very hard. But I've noticed I had my my iPad updated recently, and it started telling me what my screen time was. And you know, that was embarrassing. It was embarrassing just how much time I spend on that blinking device. So I'm trying to not. I am trying to not spend more time stitching, because I get very frustrated that I don't have time to finish the projects or start the projects I want to, until I realise that, you know, if I've got Netflix on all day, even if I'm sewing whilst watching, I'm still part of the time watching. Whereas I can very definitely listen to an audiobook without having to do anything. Oh, I just pressed something. Hopefully it's okay. Oh, I didn't mean to. The angle and height of the monitor of the PC was bad because you needed to look through the close part vision of your bifocals. Oh, I see. But you've got that adjusted now. That's, I'm guessing you can put that into a better position now. Nico, I should set a time when you meditate. Yesterday I used 51 minutes just on meditation. If it wasn't because I'd gotten the feeling I should stop, you would have continued. Well, that's great. Or do you meditate to something? Do you use like an app for that? Just trimming off these little loose threads. So I wouldn't have these if I'd done a double fold binding, but Archie just streams Bob Ross. Yay! That's just, I don't know, mesmerising, isn't it, Archie? But it is calming. I find that very calming. And I've got a thing on my watch as well. It has like a calm down thing on it. I'm supposed to push the button. Just take 2 minutes just to gather myself. Just need to deal with this corner up here. Oh, that sounds lovely. So Alec, with the trifocals, you have a small bit of your glasses that you can see at mid-range though, which is really great. Oh, that sounds fantastic. That sounds really good, Alicat. No, my husband's just had to get 2 pairs of glasses. He did try the, I think it was varifocals or something, but he couldn't manage at all because his monitors at work, he's got about 60 inches of monitors to look at. He couldn't do it, he just couldn't see it, he had to keep moving his head too much, he couldn't keep an eye on everything. So he had to go and get separate glasses so that he could see when he's driving and he can see when he's looking at monitors. I don't think we have insurance for that, unfortunately, so nothing special or designer there. Just the basics. Here we go, we're getting there. Helps your creativity, anxiety and sometimes depression. That's fantastic. It's awful that you have these things, but it's fantastic that you have a way of helping yourself. We're nearly there. I'm nearly there. Huzzah! Let's just get that loose thread in there. Come on. There we go, that's that. So Alicat, you debated getting a dedicated pair for the computer, but you think so far they do what you need. That's really good. And to be honest, Hexy Hubby found they were fine for at home because he just has the one monitor to monitor. But when he was at work, he just had too many monitors to look at. And you know, he's coding on one, he's got stuff on another. It was just too much. And he decided to get just computer glasses and just driving glasses. Gifts from your mother. How can she give you anxiety? Oh, do you mean she's one of the reasons for it? Or do you mean it's like it's hereditary? Because you're halfway there. If you already know these things, you're halfway there. That's what I tell myself. There we go. So let's just check from the front. It doesn't suck. Some loose threads about. We'll tidy all of that up when we're done. Looks square-ish. So I'm going to bring the machine back and I'm going to just top stitch along, try and catch that on the back. She's the reason that you have them. It's a difficult one. I don't suffer necessarily with it, but I do allow other people sometimes to dictate how I feel, and then I have to tell myself that the only person that's in control of me is me, and I don't have to feel those ways if I don't want to feel those ways, which is easier said than done, which is why I don't tend to comment. I'm patiently basting, your least favourite thing to do. Only 7 Savannah stars left and the top will be done. Yay, Tiny Tan. It looked amazing when I saw it, when you posted the picture in the Discord. It really did look amazing. Come on, you can get another, at least 2 or 3 done this evening before bed, surely. Oh god, it is late though, isn't it? But it's Friday, there's no work tomorrow. Oh dear. Yes, yes, Alley Cat, when it's caused by a behaviour. Oh, this machine is heavy. Let's move that. Chuck this. We're getting there. We're getting there. And then when we've done that, I'm going to have a go, I think, at Nickiana Knits designed the most amazingly cute Groot in Tony's EPP stream. And I think I'm just going to have to make him up because he was so lovely. And I just want to see what it looks like. And I think Tony was debating whether to do Groot or Pokeball. So if I make Groot, then at least you could see what it looks like. And I think I'm going to make a feature of the stitching. I'm going to stitch on the binding on the front. Rather than trying to hide the stitching, I'm going to stitch just right on it. And so we'll see the stitches, but I know that that way I should catch the back as well. I'm sorry, Nico, I'm not ignoring you. What's it? Yes, Nico, that I understand. That I totally understand. I'm the same. I'm the same. I had a motorcycle accident in my car. So I had an accident with a motorcyclist, and it sounds really strange, but if I hear a motorcycle coming, I get the I panic. Even though I know it's completely unreasonable, I do it. You voted for Groot. Pokeball's been around for like 20+ years. I'm gonna make Groot. I think that's what I'm gonna do after this. I'm just gonna stitch all the way around. Stop on the mitre. So this is not my best work, but it is. I like it. It's making me smile. And I think, based on having made this, I will write this up into a proper pattern and probably make another couple of samples as well, because it's cute and I want a cushion. I want a cushion. Oh, Tiny Tan, your anxiety depression is partly caused by some of your work colleagues. Oh dear. I know my sister has had a lot of problems with this for many years, and particularly at work. She's had a real problem at work, but recently she's been diagnosed with Asperger's, and so now a lot of it is kind of becoming very clear that it wasn't just necessarily a general anxiety, that there was another reason for it. And I think she's feeling a lot better now because she can get work to help more with dealing with the problem. That's the hope anyway. You'll have to make a Groot. Yay! Well, Quiltoni has a Discord, and the picture was in there. I have printed it out and I'll show it to you. It's an ever so simple little design. And so that's what we're going to do. There we go. This is it, Alley Cat. Do you know what? It's so awful because, yes, it does. All of a sudden, everything that's happened to my sister over the years does become more obvious. And what's interesting is we both have very similar traits and very similar needs for order, and we panic about things in the same way. But I don't know, maybe I'm just managing better. But I'm thrilled because now we can start working. She understands it better. So instead of trying to force herself into situations that she finds uncomfortable, she just says, no, I don't need to. And that's great for her. She has the confidence just to say, I'm not going to try and be normal. I'm just going to be me. And I'm not going to do these things. I'm trying to read. I can't read and stitch. I'll be there in a sec. Race to not exist. I think, yeah. I very much feel like it was seen and not heard. And never embarrass your parents. That's always I remember. Don't embarrass your parents. So I just didn't do anything. It's coming along, we're nearly there. Absolutely, I think this is it, Alley Cat. That's the biggest thing for her, that she's not overreacting, that she's not unreasonable or anything else, and that it's totally acceptable behaviour. And I think up until this point she's never had that, she's never felt like that was the case. But just having a diagnosis means that she feels comfortable owning herself now, which is fabulous. Here we go, here we go. There we are. 6 inches, we're nearly there. Oh, a little bit of a bubble, it'll be fine. Oh my goodness, Kerry, Twitch Along Block 7 officially finished. Get you, well done, Kerry. You have now definitely done more than me on the Twitch Along. Job done, it's finished. Huzzah! But as I said to everybody, it really isn't a race. I don't want anyone to feel pressured. Because I haven't even started Block 7. Because we're not due to start that until... I don't know, when are we going to do that? I don't think we're going to do it this month, were we? Because December's a bit of a messy month. Right, I can turn you off. You are done. It is finished. Desktop. Catch up camera, catch up. It's not that view anymore. There we are. It is finished. It is done. I'm just going to get this machine under there before I kick it. Oh dear. Oh, don't worry about Maren. Maren, honestly, I'm still got at least 2 blocks to do. That it was never meant to be a pressured thing. I just know that Kerry has enjoyed it and has been working very hard to get it done. So I'm just giving that a little press. I could block this, I could steam this and block it like you would a piece of crochet or knitting or embroidery, but I think it's good enough. I think it is good enough. It is, I'm really, really pleased with it, Minion Mama. I'm really thrilled the way it's come out. And so we've got these little pockets now on the back that we trapped when we were putting the binding on. So I can use like a cafe rod or something to hang this up now. So if I just do that, that will just slide under there now, and I can hang that up on a hook. Let's go to the front camera, we can hold it up for you. So there we go, 'tis done, 'tis done. And I'm thrilled with that, absolutely thrilled with it. So I will probably write this up as a proper pattern, but anybody that follows and has been watching the stream for a while, you can find it on YouTube. You'll be able to see how to make the flowers yourself, and it's just a case of adapting to the kind of flower that you want. So these could be sunflowers, they could be daffodils, they could be daisies, whatever you want them to be. It's awesome, isn't it? I'm really pleased. I'm really pleased. But I think I will have to make it again. I'm just seeing it. Ali Cat's tagged me in something. I will have a good look at that in a second. But that's done. Huzzah. Huzzah. Happy Ali. Heads up, it runs in families whether you have it or not. Do you know what? I already, Ali Cat, I am thinking that with my eldest. So the difficulty is I think is getting people to take you seriously, because sometimes they say, oh, he's just boisterous or he's just distracted. Part of me in the back of my brain is saying, no, I think I need to understand more so I can be on the same level as him. Yeah, thrilled with that, guys, thrilled with that. Let's get that written up and released as soon as. Yay! Where to hang it? Gotta find a hangy hook. I haven't got a hangy hook. Oh, I could. Will it hang up there? Ish. Ish, not that you can really see it, but it's there. Push for the testing. I will. I will. It's very difficult because school don't think there's anything. He's doing fabulously at school. He really is excelling at school. But sometimes his behaviour at home, I do wonder. I need to get Hexy Hobby as well to get on board. Right then, I'm going to take a quick break, guys, because we've finished that one. And then we're going to have a look at Groot. We're going to have a look at Groot. So I've printed out the picture that Nikiana did. It's a really dodgy one. Hey, Bubbles! It's quite a dodgy one because I've got no ink in the printer, but there's a basic outline there. It was designed by Nikiana. This is not mine. I need to make that clear. I need to make that clear. Not my design. Nikiana Knits did that over on Quiltoni's paper piecing design stream, and I've picked out some fabrics here to have a go. And I have tried to use Moda marbles because I know that Tony uses Moda marbles a lot, so I'm guessing she should have these ones in stock. So I'm going to use the last of my marbles. Last of my marbles, that sounds about right, doesn't it? Oh, hey Bubbles. We were just talking earlier, love, about Asperger's and things, and I was just saying about Amanda and how she's doing so much better now she knows. But it does tend to run in families, so we'll see. I'm alright. Ish. Anyway, I'm going to go on a break, and I'm going to come back in about 5-10 minutes time, and we're going to try and make Groot. What time are we on now? 1:45. We've got time to make Groot before the school run, I'm sure. So I will see you all very, very soon. Grab yourselves a coffee. Bye. Right guys, I'm back. I hope you all managed to get yourself a drink as well. Feeling quite dehydrated today, so lots of water needed, lots of water needed. Right, let's have a look at Groot then, shall we? Let's go back to the desktop. So here is our basic design from Nikiana, and I need to work out what we're going to need, and we'll have a go at making him up because he's just so darn cute. Good morning, Ironbandsgram. Good morning to you. And I've just realised, Niku, I don't know if you've already left, but I will see you later, my darling. Have a lovely bath. Could do with a soak myself, I think. So these are just paper, actual copy paper. I found some random hexes I've obviously cut out at some point, but they'll do for this project. I haven't got any other ones cut out just yet. Oh, how are you today, Ironbandsgram? Did you have a nice day yesterday? Let's get some holes in these ready. Help me get them out easier. And then we'll work out what we need. So I think to get the shape, there's a few, we're going to have to cut some of the pieces. So let's have a quick, grab a pen. Let's see what I need. So brown, let's start with brown first. That's the majority. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 full hexes. And we're going to need 1, 2 half hexes. And then we've got some kind of just cutting the tips off here. So 1, 2, 3, 4 of those. I'm going to call those a third hexes. You had a wonderful day with new friends and ate way too much. That sounds like the best kind of day. Sounds like the best kind of day to me, Ironbandsgram. Oh dear me. That one is actually made of card. We'll use that. In fact, I think we're going to use card for these ones, or we're just cutting the tips off because that's quite a small space. Said Lady Luthien, good morning or good afternoon, depending on where you are in the world. Happy Friday and welcome to the stream. Oh dear, just working on a little Groot, today that was designed by Nikiana Knits on Tuesday night in Quiltoni's stream, and I thought we'd have a look. You're up in the Highlands, yay! So it's afternoon for you then. Is it chilly up there as well? It's starting to feel a little chilly down here. I'm in the Midlands, so not a million miles away. Let's just cut across there as well. This is quite a small piece for paper piecing. We'll see how we get on with those. I've never tried to do that acute an angle before. That's quite an acute angle there on that piece. And we don't need that bit anymore. So we need 4 of those. Okay. Oh, you've been out running and you were overdressed. Haha. I suppose, I don't know if it's better to be overdressed or underdressed when it comes to running, but I always joke, you'll never find me running unless there's a fire. And if I ever am running, you need to run with me because something's bad's happening. So we've got 4 of those. They look like they're going to be fun. Like I say, that's a very acute angle on there. And I want a half hexie as well. In fact, I'm going to use one of these. Oh. Okay, Silent Jack, thanks for that. Not really the kind of jokes we tell here on the stream, but you're welcome to stay here if you like. I'm not going to allow that. Oh dear me. There we go. So 2 half hexes, 4 thirds, and we need 11 full. So how many did I actually get there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 so far. In fact, I'm not enjoying it. I'm feeling this paper. I'm not even going to use the papers. That's better. A brunette, yay! Very good. Right, let's just grab. I'm gonna get some card. I'm gonna cut some more card papers because I don't like paper papers. I've raided you before. That's right, I have, but you haven't been able to catch my stream before. Well, I am here most mornings, Monday, Wednesday and Friday at least. I'm hoping in the new year maybe I will do this more often. I don't know. But let me grab some card. I'll get the die cutter out. We'll cut some more papers. Yay, Silent Jack. Oh, and thank you for the host. Thank you very much for the host. Oh dear. So I just need some regular cardstock. I'm going to need some regular oh come on, Silent Jack. We don't tend to be like that here. 1 inch hexies I need to cut 1 inch hexies. So if you can see what I'm doing, go back to the front camera. I'm kind of chopped my head off there, apologies, but I'm just going to cut some more papers first and then I'll cut some fabrics as well. Just work out what size I need to cut. So I'm going to cut 5 inch bits off the card. Let's run these through the cutter. We'll get some more papers. So I die cut all my own shapes because it's just quicker and easier for me to do that. Unless I need a special shape, and then I will order those in. Oh, I need to practice now. I've got a new cutter. I need to practice with that more. Aye. Right then, so we've got some more papers. That's going to be better. That's going to be better. I've got so used to working with card that paper doesn't work. Doesn't work so well. It doesn't hold its shape. Oh, Tiny Tan, so your nephew went for his second visit at the cystic fibrosis. Oh, wonderful. That sounds lovely, Tiny Tan. We have a project like that, and I think they do in the States as well, called Project Linus, where people make quilts for children when they're in hospital. That's really kind of you. So you're going to make some and pay it forward. Best thing to do, best thing to do. So we need 11 full hexies. So I'm not going to punch a hole in these smaller ones because I'll lose the integrity of the paper, I think. 4. 6. This is the thing that takes the time, but the preparation is everything, guys, isn't it? So are you streaming later, Lady Luthien? Am I going to catch you later? Because I'm due to finish in about an hour. I have to go and pick up my children from school. 10, one more. Then we've got the 11. I'll put a hole in these ones because I do want to be able to remove these later. So I'll get the fabric ready. And again, I use a large die cutter for that. I can cut out a 1.5 inch hexie that I can wrap around the 1 inch hexie. That's the plan. Oh, I should keep my eyes peeled then, because you are in my following list of people I follow. Perhaps we'll come over later and say, you have no idea what you're going to do. Actually, I have some days like that, where I have so many things in progress, I don't know which one to finish, or I just don't feel like doing any of those things and start something new entirely. I think everybody's like that. So 3.5 inch strip. I've just realised I wandered off camera, apologies. I'm over here right now. I have the smallest sewing room in the country, but I love it, it's all mine. And we get some good stuff done in here. Just fold these over the die and try and get as much out of it as I can. So hopefully that should be 16. That should be 16. How long does a quilt take to complete? Oh my goodness. Honestly, it depends on what kind of quilt you're making. Depends on what quilt you're making, Silent Jack. Some I can do in a day, others can take me weeks, months, and some have even taken years because I get bored. And that's the problem. It depends on what you're making and what technique you're using. Certainly this style of quilt, paper piecing, if I was making a full bed quilt, would take a long, long time. Annika, I know what you're working on now, but you've been slacking on prep for a week after a week. Oh. Sometimes it's just resistance, isn't it? So I'm just looking here. Those bits that are left, I think will take that piece there. Look, so let's chop some of that off. And I can use that. Waste nothing. We will use those for basting those bits. I don't think I can get a half hexagon out of any of the scrap that's left on here, so that will go in the scrap bin for stuffing a pin cushion or something later. Or not. A big crease in that one there, let's just press that out. Yeah, exactly how intricate the design is. So sometimes I can, if I'm really in the zone and I really want to see it come to life, I will work at something and get it done quickly. Other times I just have lots of things in progress. So, right, let's get basting. Let's get basting on those ones. And I'm going to glue baste just to try and get Groot done today. We might not get him stitched up, but we will try. So my talent is art, your talent is rhyme. I see. Do you stream then, Silent Jack? So this is a water soluble glue pen. Anybody that's not been in the stream before. So it will hold my fabric temporarily to the paper, the card shape. And it allows me to quickly wrap my shapes so that they can be stitched together. So sometimes I will glue baste, sometimes I will thread baste. Just depends on the kind of mood I'm in, really. This is definitely quicker. Glue is definitely quicker. Telling puns. We like a good pun here. As long as it's clean. We'll keep it clean on the stream. I like how you looked at the poll and started making the one that didn't win. I just loved him. Good morning, Tony. I just thought he was lovely. And I thought, I'm going to have a go. I didn't look at the poll. I didn't realise he hadn't won. Well, now we can show them that they were wrong. Oh, that one didn't cut all the way through. Look, we'll leave that to one side for a second. Oh, 25 thing. 25 thing. It's a thing. Thank you, Kerry. I'm glad you pay attention. So that's it. We have 25 viewers. We got a thing. We got a thing. So let me get the other thing started. And connect it. So that should be all good to go. So guys, say something nice in chat, please, and you'll be in the running to win either a pattern code for one of the patterns I have actually got around to writing up, or you can win a little paper piecing kit and have a go at making your own little rosette. So a little rainbow rosette like this with 7 shapes in it. I've used mine to make a coaster, but you can put it on your jacket, you can put it on your jeans, do whatever you like. Make millions more and make a quilt. Something nice. Yay! Thank you, Kerry. Oh dear. Keep your jokes clean. That's absolutely fine then, Silent Jack. Not a problem. Not a problem at all. Oh dear me, dear me. Yay, Alley Cat is in. Alley Cat is in. I'll bring up the giveaway window in a second. And you can see who is in the running. So far we have got Alley Cat, Karen, Kerry, Knitting Nerdy, Silent Jack and Lady Luthien. Gamer Chick, thank you so much for the host. Very much appreciated. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Cheeky Quill Tony snuck in there as well, look. In the giveaway too. Oh dear. Yeah, I really enjoyed the stream on Tuesday night. Although I didn't get any designing done. I did have a little play with the Deadpool thing. And so this one's going to be interesting for me because this is quite a small piece. I don't tend to work with angles that are so acute. So I'm nervous about doing it. We'll see how it goes. Yay! Zaranya is in the giveaway, as is Jenny Wren. Unicorn 2. Tiny Town Friday! It is Friday. I did drink a bunch. The problem is I drank it before the stream even started, Tony. I didn't mean to. But we had a nice cheeky takeaway. Oh dear. I'm going to just allow that for Iron Bands Gram. There we go. Oh dear. So I don't know why Tony got modded there. I love the auto mod on Twitch. What mischief? Father, what mischief? We've hit 25 viewers, so we're having a giveaway, which you are now in. Woohoo! And West Mitten Crafts just snuck in there. Good morning to you as well. Yep, auto mod is off again. It does make me chuckle. It really does. It makes me chuckle. But it just seems to have different moods on different days as to what is considered allowed and what is not allowed. Oh dear. How is everybody? Did you all have a great Thanksgiving, if that's what you celebrated yesterday? I had a lovely quiet day in the sewing room. And I didn't even turn my PC on. I just sat and listened to Audible for a change, which is quite nice. I think I got a lot more done than I would normally because I was not distracted by Twitch or Netflix. I'm going to have to make more of an effort to leave the PC off. Oh, Zaranya, do not speak too soon. There is still time. Or is the other shift here yet? Are you going to get away? Da-da. Yeah, knock on wood, exactly. Just in case. Okay, I've got 2 more of these ones to do and then I will bring up the giveaway window and we will do it. You knocked on wood, you didn't get modded for that. Just under an hour to go. Well, let's see if we can get Groot done in that hour then before you have to go. Which is good. I'm guessing nothing is acting up for you, which is nice. Oh, that one's just unpopped there. I'll get that out. There we go. I think it's on the on-time guy instead of the late guy. Well, that is good. That is good. He's hoping he didn't eat too much and calls in sick or something silly. Nearly there now. Job done. Yay. Right, we've got the main body of Groot ready. Main body of Groot. Let's bring up the giveaway window. Is that working? Yay. So you can see yourselves on the screen there. I've got Alicat, Iron Bandsgram, Jenny Wren, Karen, Kerry, Knitting Nerdy, Quiltoni, Silent Jack's father, Tiny Tan, Unicorn, West Mitten, Serania and Lady Luthien. Anybody else who's watching who would like to be in the giveaway, just chuck an emote in chat and we will run it. We will run the thing. Okie dokie. Right, I think that's long enough, even with the lag. So let's run the thing and see how we go. It is most excellent giveaway time! Yay! And I'll just baste these whilst you're busy. That one didn't cut. Who's it gonna be? Who's it gonna be? Tick, 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 tick. It's going to be... Whoa! Lady Luthien! First time in the stream and you win on the giveaway. Yay! What would you like, Lady Luthien? Would you like me to send you a little mini paper piecing kit, or would you like a pattern code to make a little quilt? Yay! A winner is you, Lady Luthien. You won on the giveaway. So, if you stitch and you sew, you can win a pattern code, or if you don't, I'll get you sewing by sending you a little paper piecing kit, which I'm desperately looking around for and can't see. What have I done with the paper piecing kits, guys? Oh man. Oh man. I can see one up on the shelf. Anyway. You like making things but you're really bad. You can so do this. You can so do this. This is done by hand. I'm about to do it so you can see what's going on. So I'm more than happy to send you a little paper piecing kit if you want to try your hand at English paper piecing. I will say anyone can do this. As long as you can thread a needle, then you can do this. And I don't know what I've done with my blinking kits, which is very frustrating because I might have to cut some new ones. God dang it. No, they're the coin purses. Oh well, I'll find one. You would love to try. Right then, Lady Luthien, if you whisper me your postal address, I will send you up a little kit up to the Highlands there. You just need a needle and thread and you'll be able to complete it. Alison makes it look easy. Well, it is easy, honest. I wouldn't do it if it wasn't. I would not do it if it wasn't. So where is that going to be? So let's try and fold these in and do the sides first. Oh, glue pen. So I'm using a glue pen today to do mine, but you can do it with a needle and thread. Yep, that's it. You never know, you might find your new meditation, because that's what it is for me. It's just space in my head to do things. Uh-oh, Mr. Balloonatic. Good morning, sir. How are you? It was afternoon. I do apologise. I'm completely thrown today. It feels like it's morning. It's not. It's afternoon. And it's easy once you know how. Can you email me? You can email me, yeah, if that's easier. You can email alison@hexadoodle.com and you will get me. So I can always whisper you the email address as well, because that was a bit quick. You're exhausted today, Mr. Balloonatic. What have you been up to? Have you been building some awesome balloon creations? Here we go. Let's do these awkward ones. I'm not looking forward to those. Wow, that really is an acute angle. Let's go for it. What's the worst? What's the worst? Do. Only one L in Alison, that's right. Yes, thank you. Oh my word. This is going to be fun. Although I suppose you're not doing Groot now, are you, Tony? So this won't be fun. There we are. Quite a bit of seam allowance there, but that's alright. I'd rather have too much than not enough. Oh God. We're doing just fine, thank you, Balloonatic. I am, yeah, I finished the poinsettias earlier. I'll show you those if you like. You may go against the choice of Twitch and make Groot. Well, I even used Moda marbles so you could see what it looked like in marbles. Yeah, let me base these brown ones. I'll show you. We finished the poinsettias off earlier in the stream. After a little bit of a false start when I stitched my binding on the wrong way. Oops. The problem with the single fold versus the double fold. Yeah, I got the binding on this morning at the start of the stream, so I will, like I say, I'll finish these brown ones off and then you can see it. It's kind of hanging up behind me, but you can't see the full thing. There we go, that is that one. Groot might look good with Crackle. It might, yes. Well, I think I'm going to turn my Groot into a little mini mat. I've cut out a big foam hexie from the in-R form. I'm going to make a little mat. Make a little mat for the kids. I was going to say that, yes, absolutely. Join the Discord. I need to get some new commands on my up deck. Oh, I even need to be in the chat window. That helps too. Dang it. I did say what my email was, but what I will do, if it's okay with you, if I whisper you my email address, is that alright? Are you comfortable doing that? And then you can email me. Or you can join the Discord, you can send me a message through Discord as well. Go on, get that on there. Egads. Tiny, tiny pieces. So I don't mind doing, weirdly, 1/4 inch hexies don't bother me as much as that has. But I think it's more the acute angle that I'm going to have to deal with. So we'll see how we get on. Okay. Crackle is one of the... Yes, it is. Yes. It's the name of a fabric range. Oh dear me. Right, bear with. I'll go and grab the poinsettias so you can see what we did this morning. There we go. So that's what we've finished off. We've been making that over the last couple of streams. And so now it's all bound, squared off. And on the top edges there, we just tucked in some 4-inch squares of fabric that allow me to put a hanging rod in there now, and I can hang that up on the wall. And if I go in for the close-up, you can see we've got 3 dimensions there in the folded flowers. And yeah, I'm really pleased with that one. It's come out nicely. Tempted to make it again, but make it into a pillow like the daffodils that I made beginning of this year now. Beginning of the year. It is pretty, isn't it? I'm really pleased with it. And that little extra bit of wadding there underneath the bowl, the pot, just makes it look a little bit better. So there we go. Love the flowers. Well, like I say, they're dead simple. I did upload the original streams to YouTube, so if you head over to YouTube, I think I've grouped them all together now into like a spring daffodils, so you can see exactly how they're made. But it is just circles of fabric folded and stitched and gathered, and you just play with the colours to make it whatever plant you want it to be. So I think we'll do sunflowers next. We're going to do sunflowers next. Right, let's move that out of the way. Let's get back on with what I'm doing. What am I doing? I've done my browns. I need some blacks. Need to do some blacks. Was the background the white machine stitched? Yes, I did. I did machine stitch that. That was just a straight. So that was machine stitched, and then I always put a bit of hand stitching somewhere, so that I just hand stitched in these little kind of poinsettias and a ribbon. just because I have to put a hand stitch in. So this is just some random black fabric I had left lying around. And again, I put the holes in so that we can get it out. Mr. Brilliant, it needs to get a machine then. Don't have to, you can do it by hand. I only quilted it by machine because it was quicker. But as long as your machine can do a straight stitch, that will be sufficient to get you started in patchwork and quilting. So the machine I've been using is not a fancy one at all. But it does a straight stitch and it does a zigzag, and that's pretty much all I need. So that's those two ready. And then we need, what do we need? Oh, we need another one of those weird, awkward ones for the mouth. So let me just grab my cutting mat quickly and cut the end off this one. And I'll put the cutter away. Oh God. I don't know what I've done with my little cutter. Let's get the big one out. What's the worst? Just lose a finger, that's all. There we go. Right. That is tiny, isn't it? Gads. I need a bit of glue to hold that in place, I think. I'm just rough cutting around the shape. I don't have to have a perfect seam allowance. As long as there's something to wrap around the paper, that's enough. And where is that going to go? Okay. I'm trying to plan which way to baste it. But I think we're just going to do it whichever way is easiest. I think I quite like turning up that long edge. Is that going to hold? Oh no, I'm just going to fold back. Come on you. We're getting there. So that's black. Let's do the two eyes. And then we are onto the greens. Oh, which are those little half shapes again. I might wait. I might redesign the hair element because I'm not convinced these little shapes are going to work. So let's get somewhere and then we'll decide. I've just realised I'm still on the close-up. Let's go for a desktop. Oh, still got to figure out the delay on the video. Not great. There we are. Has anybody got any plans for the weekend? Obviously I've got eldest Hexling's birthday. We'll do something for that. I think he's after a tablet or some kind of device so he can listen to Spotify. So, oh, that's going to be fun. It'll be the first time they've had their own electronic devices. And I'm nervous. And when did I get an 11-year-old? When did that happen? Oh dear. So let's lay these out then according to the pattern. We have got 4 along the top there. Oh, that one's just coming undone, but it's alright. Oh, so because Randy's going to clean out the garage. And get your snowmen done. Yes, get the snowmen done. We want to see the snowmen. We've been talking about those for weeks now. I want to see what they look like. Black, black, brown. And then we've got little half pexies coming in there like that. Oh man, this just feels cute. Just looking at it all. Just looking at it all, it's starting to feel cute. Maximum Homer Drive, good morning to you, sir. How are you? I assumed you were a male there. I apologise. Terrible for this. Just having a little play with the EPP design that Nikiana came up with. Oh, I do need to do actually another brown one. Dang it. I need to do that one in brown. So we can put that on there. Let's tuck the seam allowances in under here. Make sure you get one that has some parental control. Yes. To be honest, they're both very good, but I have full control over the router. So I'm probably going to put it on and have it switch off at certain times. You're good, tired-ish. Oh, is that tired from the festivities of yesterday? Did you overeat as well? Oh no, Kerry has got to head off to work. Kerry, that sucks. Enjoy your shift. I hope you have a lovely weekend. And this is just so damn cute. I'm sorry. I'm getting all excited every time I look up and see it on the screen. It looks lovely. Let's get this one done. Quick, 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 Ali. Oh, that's thrown me completely, look, having the top missing. Enjoy your shift. Enjoy your shift, Kerry, and we will see you hopefully on Monday. I should be back on Monday. Oh, good morning, Renaissance Tinkerdog. Good morning to you. Pen. And thank you for the follow, Sapphire Mist. Thank you very much. Much appreciated. Oh, I'm nearly out of glue. Eek. Hurry up, payday. And then we can order some more. Glad to be able to listen and lurk while you work. Well, welcome to the stream, and lurking is always appreciated. Oh dear. Testing the Groot. Do you know, it was so lovely. It was so lovely. And I keep saying to everybody, it's not my design, it is Nikiana Knits. I did try and write that on the printout so you can see. Not my design, Nikiana Knits. But it did look very cute. It looked very cute, and I just thought I've got to make it, even if it's just for my little boy, because he'll love it. So I'm just kind of laying out the shapes. Oh, you know, I don't care how the voting went, he's pretty darn cute. And I think I'm tempted to even leave these little bits off, because they really are a pain. Let's just see though. I'd say from a teaching point of view for beginners, this might be a tricky piece to work with. And seam allowances are giving me jip right now. They don't want to sit in there. Oh, but isn't he lovely? Isn't he lovely? I'm just not sure what to do about the hair, whether to do a full hexie. I'm tempted to do a full hexie rather than these little fiddly bits, because they are quite fiddly. What do you guys think? Shall I do it as per the design, or shall I change it up a little bit? Do we put a full hexie in there? I'm torn. I am torn. So we can do, I think that will look weird actually if I do all the green. What about a diamond? So they stick up looking like leaves. Yeah, I could. I mean, so you're thinking like this, Zaranya. I think that would be an easier shape again for a beginner to perhaps work with. So we could work with a 1-inch diamond. It's a tough one. It's a tough one, guys, isn't it? His head isn't smooth on the top. So I just want to carry on and do a body and everything. But let's start with that. You were thinking having to stick up the other way. Yep, okay. The problem with that then is how I attach them to the other shapes. I need something to stitch onto, stitch into. But I'm thinking kind of from Tony's point of view, if this is beginners, you want it to be quite straightforward, not too big. I'm just going to fold that in half that way, look, because that is another option. So you could have it straight across the top still. I'm tempted to stick with the whole hexies though right now and just give that a, because we're not committed till we stitch it, are we? Yeah, I'm going to go whole hexies. See if I take those out, does it look, it looks a bit blocky now though, doesn't it? A bit too blocky if we take them out. So I think we need those in for sure. And I'm going to go whole hexies on the green. Test that and see how it looks. If we don't like it, we change it. We test it again, change it, test it. Can you tell I live in a continuous delivery household? Change a bit, test a bit, change a bit, test a bit. Let's do that. So let's get the green. Let's get the greens cut. I think Tony's gone back to lurking, but we can ask her what she thinks. Just pulled up a picture of baby group. His head had an uneven crown that was raised a little higher on the right. Okay. Okay. We'll have a play with him then. So a sideways diamond on the right hand side. Oh, left and right. So you could do that, you mean? And then what? Do the full. Let's get them green and then we'll figure it out. Yeah, he's right, you're right. May I pull up a link? Of course you may. Of course you may. Thank you for asking as always, but you can just go for it. I'm going to do that. Let's cut some of this green. Get enough hexies. Oh, that's all that's left. Eek! Let's just cut 4 out for now. If we need more, we'll cut more. There we go, let's get that image up. Oh, I see, so up on this side, yep. Yep, yep, I'm there, I'm there. So we could play actually with a couple of different shapes, couldn't we? Oh, let's not quite cut that fully. There we go. So yeah, we could do like the little diamond there. Maybe we start, yeah, maybe we'll go with the half. Oh, that's a bit too blocky. That's a bit too blocky like that, isn't it? So we need whatever it's going to be to flow. Yeah, I think the diamonds might be something we can look at. Let's get these made up. Oh dear. I think just looking at the face, you know who it is, don't you? So that's kind of the important thing. That you at least recognise who it is. And it's the thing with hexagons, you cannot, you're never going to get perfectly rounded shapes or anything because they're hexagonal. That's kind of the nature of them. But as long as you get an idea of how they look, then you know. I'm going to do them all green and then I'm going to mess with it. Mess with it. Spider-Man. You see, I would love to do a Spidey. I would love to do a Spidey one. It's very tempting. But I don't tend to do things, designs based on kind of other people's IP. it's a difficult one for me because I don't sell the patterns, and I couldn't sell the patterns. But for myself, I could totally make one. Crescent Crafts, good morning or good afternoon. Welcome to the stream, you hexy thing. With the green, this is clearly the Hulk. Thank you. Oh dear. Oh, who's the guy from Guardians of the Galaxy? I'm gonna steal a spaceship. Could be him too, if I did it in different browns. The rock bloke. Oh, where's Hexy Hubby when I need him? He would know. Oh dear. How are you today, Crescent Crafts? Add bolts, you've got Frankenstein's monster. Indeed you have. You have so many things. So I did do some Halloween-y type ones. It looked like Thing from Fantastic Four, but it wasn't. It was in Guardians of the Galaxy, and I cannot for the life of me remember his name now. The South African dude. Trying to pull your butt out of bed for Black Friday. Yeah, this is Groot. Yep, Quiltoni, another streamer, had an English paper piece and design evening on Tuesday, and Nikiana Knits came up with this design for a Groot, and so I printed it out, and I thought I would make him up because it was really cute on paper, and I think in fabric it's looking even cuter. I'm excited to stitch this together, but we're just kind of working on hair, and I think for the sake of ease, that hair is good enough for me. It is tempting to try and kind of get that unevenness in the crown. Just not sure how to get it to fit with this particular shape and without it being too... Or do we just have the little bits like that? Drax. Yes, I mean Drax. So we could just change the colour, look, it'll be him too. Could be anybody. You're Googling. Yay for the Googlage, thank you. So what do you think looks fine, Zaranya? The diamonds or the full hexy? I quite like the full hexy, if I'm honest. That's just because there's a lot of brown in there. Doing the Googles. Yeah, we just changed the colours. That's what I love about paper piecing. Just change the colour, it becomes something completely different. Both, you prefer the full, I prefer the full hexy, and I think again from a beginner's standpoint, a full hexy is definitely easier to start with. And I think whether it's a full hexy or whether it's a diamond or whatever. You don't think this looks like Snoopy? Well, we just need to add some ears. Or put some ears there. See, now this is starting to sound like a challenge. I'm going to have to turn these things into other things. We used to do that, didn't we? Right in the beginning when I started streaming, we did a couple of Halloween type ones, and I've done the full emoji range in hexies. Leave it up to the sewer's choice. That would be an option, definitely, wouldn't it? That would be an option. Because you could even... no, I don't want to mess with that too much. I was thinking you could start to kind of tidy it up that way, but I don't want to do that either. And I think I remember Beauty and the Beast. That was another challenge. I managed to do the Beast. I didn't get round to doing the Beauty, but let's just stitch these together. Let's quick. I'll sit here and deliberate all day. Let's just stitch it. Just stitch it. What time have I got? Oh, I've got an hour before the school run. I've got an hour before the school run. We can do it. Yeah, that's it. If they want to be simple, they could do... They could make their own choice. Oh. pics of the beast or it didn't happen. I'm sure I posted the beast in the Discord. There's a hexadoodles section and a hexadoodle request, so if anybody has requests for things they'd like to see in hexies, I do do the design if I have time. It's one of those things that when I'm kind of in between ideas or projects, I'll have a look and see what there is. So I'm sure I posted, unless I only sent it to Oggy, because it was Oggy who requested Beauty and the Beast. But I don't make up a lot of my designs and I don't sell them because they're not my IP. There we go. Let's get these together. So we're just going to whip stitch them. Nice and simple. No tricky sewing techniques involved. If you can sew a button on, you can do English paper piecing. Have you used diamonds to make a pineapple? I did, yes. Yes, I made a hexagami pineapple, little wall hanging. Oh dear me. There we go. Just whip stitching along the seam. That's a really thick needle. I'm not quite sure where that came from. A random needle in my pincushion. I need a thimble. Have I used diamonds? Yeah, I did. I've already answered that, haven't I? Sorry, the lunatic. My little brain went somewhere else. I'll find that hanging. That's in Hexy Hubby's office. But again, this is another one of those ones around you, like the pineapple, where you could just add other things to the tops. It doesn't have to be a paper piece shape per se. Oh, and thank you for the follow, Crescent Crafts. Thank you, much appreciated. Cool. You just had one in the kitchen, was prepping for a fruit salad and thought, oh, diamonds. Yeah, I see hexies everywhere. Whenever I'm out, I'm looking at the floor most of the time to see what the floors are doing. Can I make that into a quilt? I think I could. So I'm just stitching through the seam allowances on the back here, so I can just move without cutting thread every time. There we go. And again, I'm not going through the paper here, I'm just catching the tops of the fabric. Might be easy if I can go to close-up camera today because I've plugged that in, haven't I? Can we see it though? That's the question. So I literally just graze the top of the papers and I just catch a little bit of fabric on either side of the paper. And I always, because I'm right-handed, I'm always going from the right to the left hexagon. You could do it from the left to the right, I'm guessing, if you were left-handed. You will stab yourself in the thumb a few times, because I regularly do. So this needle feels massive. I'm not sure where that's come from. Usually use a very fine needle because a fine needle will just glide through the fabric much easier. So the term paper piecing is slightly misleading. It is because you have two types of paper piecing for a start. So this is what they call English paper piecing. So we're using paper to help with the piecing, but we're not piecing paper. Whereas foundation paper piecing, you are stitching through the paper and using that to get you your shape. Rocket Rebel Freeman, hey, welcome to the stream, you hexy thing. So we have some hair for Groot. So we can just lay those back on there, look, all sorted. And I'm going to swap needles for a start. That was too big for me. And we need some brown thread now. Wouldn't you use a water-soluble paper? For foundation paper piecing, you absolutely could. It just gets expensive. I tend to use freezer paper, and instead of stitching through the paper, I just fold it back and stitch along the edge of it. And I can just peel the freezer paper off and reuse it. Yay, Zaranya, you've made it through your shift. Woohoo! Well done, well done. And I'm guessing nothing to report. Everything is all sorted. Oh, Lady Luthien, I'm glad you could catch some too. It's so chill. That's me, all over. Just a bunch of little Fonzies in here, aren't we? If you're going to be streaming now, enjoy your stream. Excuse me. And perhaps we'll catch you later. See what we get up to. You have a great day too, Zaranya. And I will post Groot in Tony's Discord so that you can see him finished and done. Although whether it gets done before the school run today, I don't know. We shall see. So I'm using a really, really fine thread here that's always wanting to come out of the eye of my needle. So I am literally going to just pierce that thread with my needle, and that will stop it from coming off. Foundation paper piecing, can that be pieced on a machine? Yes, absolutely it can, Alley Cat. Yep, totally on machine. So I don't know if you can see that, it's really tricky to show you, but I've pierced the short tail of the needle 3 times, the thread 3 times with the needle. So that now when I pull that down, I can't unthread it. I can't unthread it, which is good. There's nothing worse than coming unthreaded. Hi and bye, Lady Luthien. Hey, I'm sorry, did I miss you, Rocket Propel Freeman? Apologies. How are you doing? Are you feeling full to the gunnels as well after yesterday? I'm assuming you're in the States and I shouldn't. Oh dear, so in that case the machine stitching would perforate the paper enough you can tear it away. Yes, absolutely, Alley Cat. And when I'm foundation paper piecing, I tend to just reduce the stitch length so you get really good perforations. You can just pull the paper off and chuck it away. But it is it's kind of a tedious step. So you can do it with freezer paper. And that way you don't have to tear the paper off, you just press your fabric to it. So perhaps I'll do more machine sewing now we've been playing with the camera, and obviously I've done some machine stitching this morning. And now we're relaxing, doing a bit of English paper piecing. I could totally be cheating and stitching these together on the machine as well with an invisible thread, but I just thought we would just sit and relax before I go and pick up the kids from school. And I'm just travelling around this hexagon to the next place I want to stitch by stitching through the fabric on the back, rather than cutting the thread and kind of wasting thread and re-knotting all the time. So there we go, right sides together, lining up those edges, and they're a nice small shape, so I can hold this with my thumb and forefinger on the left hand and just stop it from shifting. But you can use clips if you want to, or little pegs, just to hold them together. I'm loving this Groot, he's so cute. Oh, I might have to make him a body though. I might end up doing this as a wall hanging. We shall see. And my son's friend is completely obsessed with Groot. He has Groot everything, so maybe I could make it. Oh, no worries, Unicorn. I hope you feel better by next week, my darling. I really do. It's not nice when you're not well. But thank you for lurking in the stream. I do appreciate it. Always appreciate lurkers. Crescent Crafts, no problem. I'll be back here on Monday. I start around 11 my time, which is about 5 hours ahead of Eastern. So depending on where you are in the world, you should be able to catch me. Usually early mornings for the States and evenings for Australia. No, thank you, Unicorn, and thank you for the bits earlier as well. They're really appreciated. Have a lovely weekend. Here we go, just come out there on that tip there. So much easier than cutting thread and re-knotting all the time. So I try and colour match my thread as much as I can. With this one I don't actually have a brown to hand in my little funky donut of thread, so I haven't got a dark brown, so I'm using a black, because if you use a darker thread than the one you're trying to match, it's less likely to show up. If you used a lighter thread though, it would be more obvious and you would see your stitches on the front. Oh, thank you Crescent Crafts. I will have a lovely day and I hope you do too. Have a wonderful weekend. Whatever shenanigans people get up to, I hope they're good ones. So, I've got to go tablet shopping for an 11-year-old tomorrow. Oh God. You have to let them grow up, don't you? But he's not having a SIM card in it, that's all I'm saying. Oh, Jenny Wren, no worries. You have a lovely weekend yourself. And thank you for being there whilst I was making it. I really appreciate it. It kind of, when you're not sure about how something's going to work out, like streaming is really nice because people either encourage you or you're honest with me and tell me if it works or not. So I appreciate that. Keep your eyes peeled because we'll probably make another couple of samples and we'll get that written up. Honest, I will. I will. Oh dear. Just get through that bit there. Oh, Jenny Wren, thank you for the bits. That's really, really kind of you. Thank you. And so these all go towards my monthly sort of giveaway goals. So every 1,000 bits we do a giveaway at the end of the month, as well as one in stream. So we're collecting together some kind of comic book fabrics and Christmas fabrics, and we'll give those away at the end of November, which is kind of next week, isn't it, guys? That is next week. Oh, Baby Scout, thank you so much for the follow. That's really appreciated, thank you. And welcome to the stream, you hexy thing. So I'm going to stitch Groot's hair on now. Let's stitch his hair on. I'm still on, Nico. I know you've been in the bath and everything. I'm still here. Hi. I said I came back from my break and you'd gone, so I'm sorry I missed you. But nice to have you back. We're just working on Groot. We're working on the little Groot that Nikiana Knits designed. As I keep saying, it's not my design, but dang, it's cute. I've got to have a go at making it up. Just realised I've gone completely out of shot there. Ah, dear. So I will have to walk away a minute and grab some more water because I am out of water. Didn't expect me to be on this late not picking up the kids. Let's have a look. Where are we? Oh, it's only 5 to 2. I make it here. Don't make me panic and check now. I'm going to check again. It's 5 to 2 here. The kids, I need to leave at 3. So we've still got time. I think we'll get Groot done this afternoon. And that will be 2 Friday finishes, which is pretty epic. Because obviously we finished the Christmas quilt earlier. But yeah, it's 5 to 3 your time, Niku. I do feel a need to put a body on this Groot. Not sure how I'll do it, but we'll do it. So there we go. So when joining rows, I've just got, there's lots of, oh, Alison, really? So, that's obviously not going to work out, is it? Because I've stitched the wrong edge on. Epic, epic. Shall we just undo that then? I normally finish early-ish, but I'm kind of enjoying doing Groot. So I've just snipped the thread. I'm just going to tease this apart and pick these stitches out. I do normally finish about 30 minutes ago, but the only thing waiting for me, Niku, is housework. And it's Friday, so it can wait. Because it'll only get worse over the weekend with everyone at home. So I'm just picking out these stitches gently so we don't damage anything. Nearly there, last one. Yay! And let's make sure we orient this properly. So I think that's mistake number 2 on the stream today. Man, do my fail, don't I? I think that's probably a good point that I'll go and grab a drink and just stretch my legs, and we'll come back and we'll try again. Let's go to the desktop view. You can see the log route. Catch up with me there. He's gonna look awesome. Still not convinced by the hair. I may change it again, as is my want. So I'm sorry, Nika, you are just back. But yes, as Mr. Balloonatics says, I do need to rehydrate, so I'm going to grab some more water and I'll be back in a few minutes' time, okay? So put the kettle on yourselves, grab a drink, and see you back here in 5. Okay, I'm back, guys. Just see that maximum home drive. Whoa, that rainbow hexagon star. My logo, yes, yeah. I've got one of those on the back wall actually. Still haven't finished it, but oh dear. So there we go. That is paper pieced. So we were just talking about foundation paper piecing. That is foundation paper piecing, where you use printed paper pattern to stitch on the lines. It's going to white out because of my overhead lamps, but you stitch on the lines and flip the fabrics, and yay, it makes a nice big. This is quite a big block. I'm going to turn this one into a cushion, I think, because I do like cushions. I like small projects. I don't tend to make big quilts because I have a very small room here to work in. It's only 8 by 10, so big quilts aren't really my thing, but small projects that I can kind of complete in a couple of hours or a couple of days is what I tend to work on. But, yeah. Should we get back to Groot? Bless him. Let's get back to Groot. I think I'm going to not stitch him together. I'm going to carry on. I want to get all the rows assembled so I can fill these gaps in. And in fact, I should probably deal with these bottom ones because they're the ones I'm most concerned with because they're quite small shapes. I think the smallest hexagons I've done are 1/4 inch along one edge. These are 1 inch along the edge. But they've got a very acute angle on these two, sorry, there's 4 of them, on these little triangles. That's a really acute angle to stitch in, so see how we get on. I'm just going to line them up and then fold them right sides together. And let's just slide in under there. Carry on stitching. Oh, Legal, good afternoon. How are you? How are you doing this fine Friday? It's nearly the weekend. Hooray! Oh, dear me. Dear, 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 dear me. I'm just having a go at making a little Groot paper pieced thing today. I haven't fully decided what I'm going to do with it yet. Whether to make a body, design a body and everything to go on, or whether to just turn him into a little mat. You're out of bed, which is a victory. Hooray for victories. Well done. Just a late start for you today, or you've not been feeling well? I tell you, if I could stream from my bed, I would totally be in bed still, but not really an option. There we go. I'm just coming up to this other point, which is quite tight. Let's see how we do. Whilst my stream loaded. Are you watching Pokemon again? No, it's like quilting, it is. So actually that's come out okay. That's going to be alright. I've got this extra seam allowance. In fact, I said if I go to the close-up, because of the way these are basted, there's a lot of extra fabric on the points, but that extra fabric will just tuck away behind there, so that's okay. Not going to be a problem. It could be both. It does. It is Groot today. I say I was watching Quiltoni's stream on Tuesday night, and Nikiana Knits designed this really cute, and I've written her name on the bottom. Nikiana Knits designed this lovely Groot, and I just thought I've got to have a go at making him because it looks really cute. And whether or not it will work, I don't know, but it is working. It is definitely working, and it is cute as overload. Let's stitch along here in the seam allowance, and then I can add on this next triangle as well. So I don't make the same mistake I made earlier, I'm just going to keep putting everything back to where it was. and just make sure that when I pick up my piece, I don't rotate it. So this is the next one to add on. I'm just going to fold that straight over there and grab it. And don't let it get rotated, because I managed to rotate it earlier and have the hair coming off at a completely strange angle. He does look very cute, doesn't he? Very cute. So I've been deliberating the hair, messing with the hair a bit, but if you can call it hair. Sprouts, tufts. Oh dear, there we go. That's alright, we're okay. So this might be a nice one that, again, made in larger hexagons as well. Perhaps go up to 2-inch hexagons. This would make a nice cushion or pillow. I could even put him in a plant pot. Oh, I could, Minion Mama, couldn't I? You mean as a wall hanging? Put him in a plant pot on the wall hanging, or actually make him up and stuff him into a real life one? Oh dear. Oh, my thread is starting to shred now, so I think we're almost at the end. In fact, I'm not even going to try and revive that piece of thread. I'm going to let that just hang loose and add a new piece. Add a new piece. Yes, like the poinsettias. I could totally do that, couldn't I, Minion Mama? Oh. I could do a mini one then, actually. Well, let's see where this goes then, shall we? We'll develop it as we go. It'll be a giggle. Just trying to, again, marry this thread to the needle, because it's so fine, it unthreads all the time. But the finer the thread, the more invisible my stitches become. And whilst I don't mind my stitches showing, because then you know it's handmade, I don't actually have the right brown thread, so this is black, so I really want to try and hide the black. Get a knot on the end, and we'll just carry on. And what I'll do is, where that thread has started to shred, I'm just going to start stitching about a 1/4 inch back from that point and kind of over stitch for a bit, and then just carry on. Because this will need quilting when it's done, if it's going to be technically a quilt, or it may just become a little mat. I can trim that off now I've overstitched. Yeah, see, I like doing 3-dimensional things as well, so maximum home drive, a real life plant pot actually could be fun. I'm going to leave my little brain to whir away on this over the weekend and see what we come up with. So I'm just going to fold again, that piece of fabric will just fold out the way, and then we'll have a nice clean corner there. And now we need to attach this. I'm going to stitch up here, just in the seam allowance, and plan my next line of stitching, which is going to be to put that one on, and I'll add the little black bit afterwards, I think. So let's just line those two up, pinch them together. After you finish yours, you wonder if an applique pot would look cool. I think it will actually, Tony. I think it will be very cute. So I'm tempted to kind of add the limbs and the body as well, but let's just try and get the head on. Let's just try and do the head. Oh, so I don't know how long you've been lurking, but I have just changed the hair. I'm not enjoying those little triangles. Not on this size, but I think a 2-inch hexie, I think it might look nice. If you want 3D, a half plant pot would work. It would. Watch this space, let's see where it goes. Me, am I doing one thing at a time and not squirreling? I don't know, I've already stitched the hair on wrong. I did get distracted and managed to rotate the pieces, so I do try. I tend to squirrel off stream though, Tony. I'll start like 4 projects one day and then come to stream with just one. There we are, and let's just fold that over there. Give it a squash and a squeeze. We got it, we got it. Tony the Squirrel Master, yes. I do sometimes squirrel, it just depends. Oh, come on. Just looping myself up there. There we go. Yeah. Thank you, Tony. I missed Legau's comment there. So, yeah. Just means getting distracted and off on a tangent. You may be part squirrel then. I suspect all of us have got a bit of squirrel in us. It's funny though, I'm coming kind of to the end of the stream as well. After 3 hours I start to get quite tired, so I just I slow right down. Otherwise I make mistakes and I break needles and stab myself in the fingers. Oh dear, here we go. That's that last bit there. Let's just put a locking stitch in there. Oh, 2 of the little triangles on. That's not too bad though. I'll be able to fold this away and applique it down, if that's what we decide to do. Yep, I'm a squirrel, you're a squirrel, everyone's a squirrel. Oh dear. Yeah, I don't like these little triangle-y bits. Oh, so dehydrated. I'm just trying to make sure I can actually see where that corner is that I want to stitch. Oh, balloonatic. You're right there, Niku. I think I'm getting in there okay. Oh, you see, you're losing me now with all your quotes. I've got to see what squirrels at a rave look like though. Oh dear, come on. There we go. Oh, Niku, you typed woohoo, and so I wondered what the woohoo was for. Because obviously that was an excited squeal. Oh, I see. Oh dear. Oh, Legau has a squirrel plushie. Brilliant. Oh, I see, just that we are all squirrels. Of course we are. Oh, see, now I'm seeing a rainbow squirrel with a rainbow bushy tail made out of Hexie's Niku. I did the rainbow unicorn, didn't I, the other week? We might have to do a squirrel for this stream. Oh, here we are. We're nearly there. We're nearly there. I say Tony must be getting ready to go on soon. What time's Tony starting? 10 a.m, isn't it? So that's like 3 o'clock my time. Does that mean I could actually raid Tony if Tony's still on? If I'm still alive? Or a squirrel corn. A rainbow squirrel corn. Yes. Yes, 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 yes. Look what trouble you're going to get me into. But we're so going to do that. A rainbow squirrel corn. Sounds legit. Right, I'm going to go up to this end here and stitch this one in. So at least we're dealing with the difficult bit first. The rest of it's nice and simple. Oh no, Tony, this is your big stream though, isn't it? You're going to start and keep going. Because everyone's going to donate much moolah just to keep you on. It's not like nobody here knows you. And if they don't, they should go and follow Tony. Yep, as long as people donate to St. Jude. There we go, you see, we've been warned. I'll keep you on until I come back on Monday. Oh God. I can't believe I've got an 11-year-old on Monday. I'm not really, I'm not prepared for that. Any progress on the Rainbow Dream Flake? No progress on that. No progress on that. Yesterday I was doing cushions, finishing off hexagami cushions and things. I'm trying to write up patterns because I'm terrible at writing up patterns. Oh, Sparva, really? Oh dear. See, it's all Tony's fault. Some weird person has no clue how to sew. Should call the hexagons, pentagons to really mess things up. No, don't encourage him, Maximum Homer Drive. No, I was working on a rainbow snowflake yesterday, and then, is it yesterday? No, Wednesday. Oh God, where am I? Wednesday. And then a lunatic came in and said we should call it a dream flake, and I was like, actually, I think a dream flake sounds better when it's a rainbow. Fibregons. Are these sixagons then? Well, mostly sixagons. There's a few others in here. Let's put that over that side. I mark the sarcasm. Yep. Oh, come on. The problem with glue basting for me is I always, dang it, I always pull my fabric just too tight over the papers. Much tighter than I do when I'm thread basting. And so sometimes it's a real pain to try and get that stitch. But we're getting it, we're getting that stitch. Does the devil know your name? Probably. Nearly there with this. Oh, yeah, I don't like these little triangly bits, but we need something in to give him the rounded shape at the bottom. Possibly diamonds. I might use a diamond next time if I was doing this again. How's that look? Ish. Ish. So once we get all the extra fabric out of the way, that's pretty good. That looks pretty good. So let's just put this back in position. Oh my lordy. surprised if somebody would say a fivagon in Danish at least. We name our shapes by the amount of edges, so 3 edge, 4 edge, 5 edge and so on. I see, Niku. I think this is fiddly for beginners, definitely. I would probably adapt it and try and do something a bit different. But it's not impossible, and we could have left them off. It just looked a little bit jagged, you know, which is going to happen. Like I say, it's a hexagon. A squareagon. Squareagonal. Let's get that last one on, and then we're good. So I'm going to travel the thread. Do, 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 do. Let's make sure I just don't rotate it again. Well, you started it, Balloonatic, that's all I can say. I'm just going to grab a clip actually. I'm just going to grab a clip to hold that because I could do with an extra hand right now. There we go. Oh dear. I'm nearly there, I'm nearly there. Sorry, I've gone really quiet now. I'm concentrating so hard. My brain is fried. I am not going to make it until Tony starts. So we're not going to raid Tony. I think I'm going to finish this and then I'm probably going to call it a stream there, guys. No worries, look out. I will be heading off myself in a very short time because I'm fried. I'm fried. I am too tired for this, Balloonatic. Oh lordy. A two-sided object is just a bygone. It hurts. Oh dear. Right, so I'm just gonna glue these. What kind of paper do you use for your giveaway, Hexies? It's not normal printer paper, no, it is a heavier weight, Niku. So kind of standard copy paper would be about 90 grams per square metre, but I've used 160, so it's almost like a cardstock. Almost like a cardstock. Just going to press this actually, try and get these. Oh, don't be sorry, it makes me smile. Don't you worry about it, I just I can't come back at you with anything clever because my brain has left the building. Yeah, about 160 grams on the paper front, Niku. Just makes it a bit more rigid, which I prefer. So there we go. And I just need to get that little face on. Explains why it felt like cardstock and then again it didn't. Exactly, yeah, it is. It's cardstock, but it's not. Right, I'm going to go to the desktop. I am going to have to stop there, I think, guys, because my hands are hurting, my head's are hurting. It's gone very dark outside all of a sudden as well, which is weird. Probably means it's going to rain. But there we go. So that's going to be the base of Groot. That's looking okay. And let's sneak in these other bits. There's not much left to do now. I'll probably do that this afternoon once I get back from the school run. I'll finish these bits up. And then we can slide that one in there. Yay! Groot is cute, for sure. Hide that. Go on, get that out of the way. No, really cute, a really good design there as well by Nikki Yarn and Knits. So I'm going to have a play with that a little bit more, I think. Terence from South Park. Don't drop the bobbin. Don't drop the bobbin. Alright guys, I'm so sorry, but my brain has literally just gone kaput. So I'm going to unplug my iron before I burn down my house. Because I do that, I have a habit of leaving irons on, and either they burn out or something melts. So hopefully none of those things will happen today. And I'm going to have a quick look at my following list, see who I am following at the minute, and we will go over and give them a read. No worries, Balloonatic, thank you so much for being here, and you do make me smile, you do make me giggle. I'm just a little bit shattered, so I'm not responding very well now. But let's have a look on my following list. Who's on? Who is on? Oh, I know who is here. Lady Luthien was in earlier, wasn't she? So should we go over and see what she is doing? It says, help me design a character, world building. So I'm going to have a quick click and see what she's up to. Is she gaming or is she painting? Excuse me, we are digital painting. You'll send me the bill. Ha 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 ha. Do that. Do that. Not a problem. But yeah, it looks like Lady Luthien's having quite a chill stream this afternoon. And I think I could do with just a half-hour chill time before I go and get the kids. And I get the crazy for the weekend. So thank you all for joining me. Thank you for the bits earlier. Thank you for the new follows, the hosts, all the awesomeness. I will get this finished, I promise, and I will get it up in my Discord and in Tony's Discord as well. So you can see how he turned out. But I'll be back here Monday, 11 o'clock my time, around about, I think that's around about 6 AM Eastern Standard. But yeah, I tend to do 11 till 3-ish. Depends on when the brain fades. So thank you for being here. I'm going to head over to Lady Luthien, and I'm probably just going to do a straight host, I think, today, because my brain really has gone. But have a great weekend, guys, and I will see you on Monday.